Hi, everybody. It is Monday. It is March 23rd. We have one more auto ship on the 25th. So just know where your numbers are if you are, going for your goals and all those wonderful things. I'll tell you, I think this weekend just really, oh God, just really embedded in me why I do Life Vantage and our mission. And I knew I was going to do this. And just, the love and light that Maria Williams has brought into this company. She is like literally the backbone of this company, and truly brought in, I think we had about 300 people at her service from all over the country. Sveta flew in as well. And it was just such a beautiful, magical event. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that because I know there's been lots of social media posting on it, and it was just it was so joyful. Like, it was sad and joyful all at the same time. And am I recording, by the way? Okay. It doesn't show me for whatever. Oh, yes, it does. Okay. And just think of the impact that she made, not just for Life Vantage, but I mean her family, her young boys, her beautiful, eloquent, classy, gorgeous young sons in their 20s. And how they spoke so beautifully of their mom, and these journals that Maria wrote in, and she had given me a couple of them to start writing, and I didn't even realize the impact that has now made on me to write for my children. And it's literally her handwriting, and I can just see her left hand because she was a lefty, and how she would write. I would see how she would write, but she wrote things to them, wisdom, mother thoughts, things like that. And Noah shared a little bit from that. Isaiah did, and they had us laughing, they had us crying, they were sharing real stories that, like Noah goes, I wasn't the perfect child. Like everybody thought he was. But anyway, there were so many good times shared. And I know Mia and Dawn, you'll be at the Celebration of Life in Massachusetts this weekend, and her mom and dad will be there, which that is going to be like, and her sisters. And so this was a Life Vantage family event. I mean, not just Life Vantage. There were dear friends of Maria and Noel's there. There were some family members that flew in, but her mom and dad are in their 80s, and Maria's the oldest, and yeah, God bless them. So just keep sending love and light to that beautiful family, and keep connecting with Maria in your own special way. I sure am. So Saturday we had Life Vantage Academy training. It was phenomenal. And Noel Williams came to that. He's never come to any of our things, and he came and he spoke. And I posted this, you all, in Team Inspire Change Facebook and Telegram, Team Inspire Change. Please take 10 minutes out of your day and listen to it. It is so powerful. He didn't waste one word. My husband was on listening to that, and he was like, wow. And I go, I know. And, outside of her family and God, Life Vantage was her love. And it was everything. It was her fuel for her soul and for others. And it was always about others. And that's really what I want to hone in so much more. This is so much about you. This is so much about us moving together and supporting one another to build this beautiful business. And as Carrie Dickey would say, and if there's time, I'm going to play her 1 minute of her, there is time. I'm going to play just 1 minute of her 10-minute talk. She did a talk at the Life Vantage Academy training in Phoenix. We are bringing these back, and she spoke, and I think the 1 minute blurb, the first 1 minute, I have it queued up. I want you all to hear it. Then I'm going to have Dirk share. I'm going to have Sean share. Issa was going to get on, but she has a doctor's appointment she had to get to. So anyway, it was just making this so simple. And Rosa, you were on. So I love that Rosa was on. I fed it live, like last minute. live Zoom. So it is recorded. It is posted in Team Inspire Change. And just take little chunks. If you didn't get a chance to watch it yet, take little chunks. You don't have to watch it all in one enchilada. You know, don't eat the whole enchilada right away. Just take some time and get a little bit and go back to it, because this is what I think was so critical is getting back to the basics. I love that we used to do these, and I love that they're coming back. So they're coming back to a theater near you. And if you, and I'll come out. Like Canada, if you guys want to organize something, you let me know. I'm going to come out and help you guys. And you get butts and seats, and I'll be there. Like Mia, Dawn, you get butts and seats. And of course, Boston had theirs. The Massachusetts area, I think Pennsylvania, New York, Montana, and then Phoenix. But these used to be in so many cities prior to COVID. And we've just got to get back to that time prior to COVID and getting in-person events, which is happening, which is what is so critically important now. So I'm going to just stop talking, because I could keep talking about this. I want to hear from you all. And who wants to go first? Because I know that real day jobs are pressing. Sean, I think you've got that right. So Dirk, if you don't mind, if Sean goes first. She was at Life Vantage Academy training with her father. There were tears. They shared in front of the room. And it was just really powerful. So Shawnee, take away, bring some insight to us, and just, why you're doing this, and why it's so important to understand what your why is. And I know life has hit you guys in many different directions these past couple years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and this was a great reminder. I'm so glad they're coming back. It was a great reminder as to why our business is built at events, and why it's so important to promote event to event. And being in person, reconnecting with everybody, the hugs, all of it, and learning and plugging in. Because, and I'll be honest, I have, I shared their popcorn energy. It's easy to have popcorn energy, which I feel like I've been the queen of that, of like, I'm doing energy, or taking action, and then it's not taking action, and then I'm not, and that power of consistency, and diving deep into that why of why are we sharing this? Why are we doing this? If I don't believe in the products, why am I taking them every day? There's a why there. There's a why where even if there wasn't money attached to this, I would still be taking the products every day. And that's a gift. There's a reason why we do that. And so it's getting to that core of, why did I begin this in the first place, to stay consistent. And being at the events, it having that education, because part of that popcorn energy, and I've had different moments where I could tell, I get really excited when somebody comes in and wants to go, and then if they don't, and it's like crap, and then but now I'm putting the power in them instead of the power in me, of like, no, keep going, I got to keep going. If it's not them, all right, then maybe they'll catch on. Like, they're seeing my popcorn energy, and that's not a leader they want to follow anyway. So that's the mirror for me to recognize. And so getting back to that, and finding out our why, and the importance of events to get out of our heads, because when we're disconnected, it's easy to go, is this really the thing for me? You lose sight of it. And that this weekend was a really great reminder to grab a hold of that again, and refuel and keep going. So that's what I would say about it. Oh, you're on mute, Marisa.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. There was a slide that was shared at the academy that was really about your why and your calling. I took a screenshot of it. Getting back to those basic principles and everything. I'll try to. I just want to. When your reasons are deep enough, when you know why you must succeed, why you must change, why this goal matters to your life and the lives of those you love, obstacles start to look smaller, because we're always going to have obstacles in our life. There's always going to be something that's going to, and it's easy to shift it. Hey, the screen door has holes in it. There's a repair person coming tonight. I can't make it to your meeting. That's when people have a burning desire. They don't let things like that, or my windshield in my Jeep right now, that is, the lines across it are across my entire Jeep window, and I'm still not going to miss a meeting if I have to get it repaired, I'm just going to work around the time, right? I'll get it repaired, but I'm not going to do it during that time that I need to be present to share this business with somebody. And getting back to the business is really important. So thank you, Sean, for sharing that. And you and your dad were just magnificent, and happy to have you back. We're going to start making in person. Do you want to talk about what you got out of that? Because what we're going to do from that, and by the way, I can do Friday.
Okay, yeah. Good. And
My
part of
last
that,
appointment's Thursday.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
I
no, just
moved it.
getting,
I moved it. You see, I moved
yeah.
an appointment for you.
Well, thank you. Well, yeah,
I
because it
wanted
was, oh
to.
yeah, for Friday. Yes. Sorry, I wasn't connecting that. I got my days in my head. Yes, so thank you. No, and part of that is getting back into action. So being out of it, or it's setting the intention of getting together. Because I think one of the things that I realized is with these events of training or training once a month, but then the opportunity presentations everywhere. I think something that I was craving, and I said to Marisa, and I don't know if others are craving this too. So maybe this is a thing for all of us to start to create in our local market or Zooms or whatever. But something that I think I'm creating is that group think of like, let's get together in person, whether it's a potluck or whatever, and we're inviting together, we're taking action together, we're making calls together, we're validating for each other together. And I think it's the action together, because inviting to presentations is great, but it's like, I want to take action with other people and see, oh, they're inviting that way. Oh, they've got this energy. And I think I'm really needing that. And so I'd mentioned that to Marisa. So we're taking the first step this Friday to do that together. And so I just want, if there's other people in your markets or whatever, if you guys are craving that, like, let's start doing that together and take that action. Then it holds us accountable. It fuels us. It gives us ideas and helps us latch on to this, I think, even bigger. So that's what we've started.
Yeah.
Um,
And
mhm.
we used to do that in the beginning, and Maria Williams would be in my kitchen, and there would be 7 or 8 consultants, and we would call people, and we had people right there for third party validation. It put us in action to then be able to either share right then and there, or pitch to an event, like invite to a meetup. And I'm not calling these meetings anymore. I'm calling them meetups, or connections, whatever you want to call them. Okay. Thank you, Sean. Mark, I'll get to you later, but hang on. Thank you for being on. I got to get to Dirk. I need to be polite and get to Dirk. He's been waiting in the wings.
No,
I
I didn't. I don't have any great shakes to share. I would have waited. I just told you I couldn't be up at the very beginning because I was busy eating and I didn't want people to see me shoveling food. No, I loved the LVA. I mean, obviously the memorial and the stuff with Maria was touching and extremely emotional. I was really happy with the LVA though. I've missed those. Um, I was personally much more active when we had those going. It was something to look forward to every month, and it was and that kept me kind of engaged. And so I'm glad that they're back. One of the things that I really liked was that we had Summer there with Candy, and because I love their approach because they do simplify it. I've seen Summer present. She doesn't use slides. She gets up in front of the room and she just tells her story. And what she does is actually something that I heard come out of Carrie Dickey's mouth. And I almost cracked up when I heard her say it because it's what I've been hearing from Rob and Summer for years now. Your story, company story, how you get paid. It's as simple as that. And when we start complicating it, we start making it hard for ourselves to do. We start making it hard for other people to copy what we do. And if they can't do what we do, they won't try and follow us. And so watching them present it that way and hearing Carrie essentially validate, you know, to simplify things was just really important for me. And I really enjoyed hearing that. I mean, for those of you who haven't been up to a building depth, it was like going to a building depth where that's all they talk about. It's like, yeah, the products are going to be part of your story, so the products get included. So that's your story, the company story, a little about the company and why it's so special, and how you get paid. Because if you come up to somebody and start telling them all about these amazing products, they're going to wonder, why are you talking to them? They've got to understand that there's a business model involved and that you're getting paid, or they're going to think that there's something off about what you're talking to them about. And they won't trust you. So you need to get everything involved and everything included. I will say that Carrie's presentation, I didn't know she could get better, but she just continues to, every time I hear her, I'm like, oh my God, she's more convincing than the last time. She was amazing. So, I mean, it was, I can't wait to start doing these things on the regular just because I find them extremely motivating and extremely informative. And they help kind of simplify things in my head because if I'm left on my own, I will turn this into a frickin' nuclear project and nobody will be able to do what I'm doing. So,
Oh, I love that so much. And so on the 31st of this month, which is a week from Tuesday, Sean is going to host a home meeting at her house, and we're not going to use the PowerPoint.
oh,
We're gonna have the earnings income disclosure statement printed out, and I'd like to get those tear off sheets again. I know Building Depth has them, and I know Building Depth is doing Building Depth on June 12th. This is Blue Elam Mastermind, like Matt Presidential, and they're trying to get really unify LifeVantage, unify teams that want to. There's still going to be people that want to do their own thing, but I'm actually going to go, and let any Arizona contingency that wants to go, but any of you all that want to go, it's in St. George, Utah. Not an easy place to get to, but not you could get to Vegas and drive there, or something like that. But yeah, we need to get that. I'll talk about that on the mastermind today with the pose about getting an updated tear off sheet. It was like so simple. Here's the timing slide, and so we're just going to talk a little bit about the products and talk about stories, like stories getting back to the basics so that everybody feels like they can do it. In fact, I have an old script that Carrie Dickey wrote out years ago. Of course, the skeleton part, the bones are there still, but it was, how you shared my story, the product story, the company story, and how you get paid. Boom, 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 boom. And I used to do all of that. I would stand up in front of the room in my house with a piece of paper, looking at the notes before any PowerPoint. And I just, that was so fun to hear them talk about. You don't need a PowerPoint. You just need to, talk and share stories. So we're going to do an in-person event at Sean's on the 31st. I don't know the time yet, Shawnee, but probably 6:30ish. And then we're going to do a calling party this Friday, 3 or 4. So whoever wants in Arizona, come over for that. I can. And also for any of you that are out of state that just want that support, you can Zoom in. We'll have a Zoom open if you want. You just have to let me know so that I know to turn on my Zoom and just say, yeah, I want to make calls while you guys are working too, so that I know that you have third-party validation. Thank you so much, Dirk, for sharing that. Mark Johnson, want to go to you.
Well, I think for me, it was the best LVA I think ever I've been to.
Oh,
It was amazing. And I think the big part of it was that everyone there, I think, really needed to be there. There
yeah.
was an emotional connection and a love connection that, you know, people in the Life Energy are amazing anyway, but because people have been missing that, I think it was there for me anyway. So um yeah, Carrie Dickey was on fire. You're right, Dirk. I don't know how she's amazing. For me, the message was just the simplicity and how the simplicity duplicates. I would be embarrassed if I showed you how many different PowerPoints I've worked on over the years.
Me too,
Dirk and I
Dirk.
would
Me too.
probably be in competition. In my background in sales and marketing and business, it's always been the best presentation conveys the best message and gets the best results. And so I've been very blessed in doing a lot of that in my career. And it's just not what works here because it's too complicated, it's too complex. Perfect slides, perfect message, perfect everything is the wrong way to go. And uh, Summer and Candy just and Rob, their whole organization, it's so simple. They literally talk company story, their story, company story, how you get paid, but they tie it into the emotion of the person's need. One of the things I learned from Mark Janowski, however you say his name in Hawaii, is a trainer. He's built to the top of several companies. He talked a lot about, if you think about why would somebody do the business? If you look at yourself, why are you doing it? it has nothing really to do maybe with network marketing. It has to do with, at least it starts off with, what do you want? What's missing in your life? So Candy's mastered the art of talking to people and asking questions and finding out what's missing in their life that has to do with business, has to do with, making money, time, freedom, all the things around the business. And then that opens the door to, if I had something that would help you with that or whatever invite she wants to use, she feels appropriate. But it's all around their need because that's why they're going to do the business, not because we have a great company, great products, and a great PowerPoint. They're going to join because something's missing in their life. And on a business side invite, it's something missing that has to do with money. And so when we can address that in the presentation, um, it has a bigger impact. And that's all they're doing. And then when a new consultant signs up, the focus is immediately on getting into their database. Because by getting into their database and teaching a simple invite and immediately going to presentations, that's the building depth concept. And they're helping that person the most by not complicating it, not teaching the back office, not giving them a big PowerPoint, not doing all the stuff that sometimes we get wrapped up in, think we have to do. They're just immediately into the action that pays mode, which helps that person. And it's the easiest to duplicate. And that's that duplication that's so important. So anyway, those are my
And they are doing a presentation tonight, Rob and Summer. They're doing virtual presentations every night, getting different people on. And if you want to hear how simple it is, I'll post it in Team Inspired Change Facebook. And it's very, very simple. So if you want to get on there, you can. I know also Tyler Daniels is going to be on being on Tanya Sheldon's team call tonight. I put that in Telegram. The Zoom, it's a picture. You have to type in the Zoom link. I don't have the hyperlink, but so there's some choices there. And I don't know that they record Summer and Rob because they're doing so many. They just every single night of the week they're doing presentations. They're the number one enrollers right now in LifeVantage on the leaderboard in your back office. They're the highest EC2s right now. So they're doing something right. So I'm just like going, okay, I need to look at this and go, and how can I help you all even more, right? Mia, before I go to you, I want to play this 1 minute of Carrie Dickey. I'm just going to play this really quick. I'm not playing the whole 10 minutes, just 1 minute.
Husband, I think you need to call her.
Can you hear her?
So he called me and I said, Stu, here's what you need to do. You guys you have to tell people what, you literally have to lead. And if you don't know, you fake it till you make it. Dad and I were talking about that last night. If you don't, you just fake it till you make it. What's next? This is not brain surgery. This is not chiropractic where you have to have a million modalities. You have to know so much. This is not mortgage. This is not real estate where you have to go to school for days and years. This is not, a doctor's office or a dentist's office where you have to buy $500,000 worth of equipment. All you have to do is have a general understanding of how to lead people to the fire and put the log on. This is not that hard. Don't make it so hard. It's not hard. Lead with your heart and share what you know and bring them to the fire. That's it. So anyway, I said this to you. Listen.
Pretty amazing, right? It's just invite to a tool, introduce to team. We talked about it, but that's really all it is. Mia, please go. Thanks for waiting.
Well, sure. Well, we had Blue Elam, so a lot of what everybody has shared, with knowing your why. Do you know your why? Do you know your team's why? Do you really know why each person on your team is doing this, and databasing and the blueprint, getting started checklist, all of that stuff, but it's so true. I think we get very lost sometimes in slides, and I think people slide over mentally. That when you're talking from your heart and you're sharing your story and, you're just coming from that place of authenticity, for things to change for any of us, we have to change, because we have to be willing to give up who we are at this moment to become who we want to be. And we all got involved in this business because we wanted the business. And so who do we know that wants to be healthier, happier, richer? All of it allows you to live the life that you truly desire to live. And so, Blue was wonderful. And Rob and Summer, they are the top enrollers for a reason. And they don't do the PowerPoint. They just let each one of us speak from a place of authenticity about our story, who we are, the company story, all of it. So anyway, I don't need to go on, but we're
Thank
all
you,
on the
Mia.
same page.
Thank you, Mia. Dirk, hold on to your thought. Rosa, I want to go to you because she stayed on most the entire time of that 4 hour training on Zoom. Blow me away. Like, really.
Thank you, Marisa. Yeah, I attended it via Zoom, and I thank you for streaming it. And what I got out of it is first off, there were so many leaders sharing their success strategies to build the business. And what I saw was just the consistency throughout all of them. The consistency. So, as Mark Johnson said, it was just a simple format, a simple system that they're sharing, and it's duplicatable. So that's one thing that I really got is that there was a lot of passion and energy and love in the room. There was this commitment to wanting to support and help, and I really, especially from Carrie Dickey. I mean, she was just. I think that her way of presenting is just so authentic and real, and I think that that resonates with me. That she's not hiding anything. She's just being real and letting her energy flow through. So I thought that that was really, really beautiful. There were, per Shawnee, when she was saying about the whys, that was a really touching moment because I think it was Carrie Dickey that said there was a lot of sound bites that was very inspirational. So one of the sound bites that was said is that um, there are two most important days in your life: the day you're born and the day you find out your why. And so I thought that that was pretty powerful. If we figure out that this is our why and this is your why, then life is worth the journey. And they also shared about presentation, so I won't go into the presentation piece that Dirk kind of shared, but it was very simple. Share your story, share the company story, and how to make money, and also not only share those stories, but in those stories is layered with the belief. Like you have to believe in, so there's that energy. So not only you're sharing your story, but the energy of believing in what you're doing and inserting that in your story. And then lastly, what I want to share that wasn't mentioned is the who, like who is this for? So what I love what Carrie Dickey said is that you kind of need to vet out who, because you don't want to be wasting your time with people that are just hearing and they're not going to take action. And so she says something to the effect of who you're surrounding yourself with, visionaries, somebody that can create a movement, smart people, hardworking people that are available right now. Those are the things that she said. And specifically, when you're trying to vet them and find them, it's really all about listening. First, you see their character, and then it's listening. If there is something that you can show them that can change their health, because some of these people in the room are having health issues. They're movers and shakers and visionary, but they have their own pain points that LifeVantage can solve. And then on the other side is you might be in a room with also these movers and shakers that they look very quiet and meek and soft, but they might have a business concern, a money concern. So just listening, observing, was something that I was like, okay, I can see that it's, yeah, you tell everybody, go into your database, but I think the efficiency of really narrowing the who was something that I walked away with. So I just wanted and then the last and final thing I wanted to share, again, there were a lot of great sound bites that Carrie Dickey said was successful people are still scared. So getting on the phone and calling people and getting no's, but they feel that fear and act anyway. That was something that was pretty cool to hear. You're on mute, Marisa.
I love that. They feel the fear and ask anyway. And that's the thing. Who is ever, me, I got it. I got you. You keep holding that up. Hold on. Just hang on. Um, sorry, I lost my train of thought. But people just need to get out of the way. No one is going to get upset with you for sharing an opportunity. We have got to get over that. Like, get over the fear and flipping go for no. That book, if you haven't ever read it, is so good. I know we're a little bit over time. Mia has those tear-off sheets. That's awesome. I know you were holding that up. I just wanted to stay focused on what Rosa was sharing because it was really powerful, and I really appreciate all of you being on. The tear-off sheets we'll deal with, eventually. We just have to talk about timing and trends and opportunity because we have breakthrough products. When you have breakthrough products, you have an opportunity that can change the trajectory of your life. And it has been that way, you guys. We do fall back on wonderful. Anna, I love that. Yeah, if you have those tear-off sheets to share, we need a PDF is what we need so that people can print these off. That's what we need. Can somebody do that? And I'm not very good at all of that. That's not my expertise. But if how we could do that, that's fine. But in the meantime, they used to write on paper napkins. They would just do it. They'd be at a one-on-one coffee shop meeting and just write, the S curve on, here's where you begin. And we have that slide in our presentation. But I want to try to get away from that. I really do. Hold up a few products. These are my go-tos. I'm really honing in. I know I'm going over, you guys. You can listen to the replay of that Monday motivational call. They are powerful. They're 30-minute blocks, if that, and they have great stories. And you learn something, and you're going to go, oh my God, I know this person needs to hear that. And they're just wonderful funnel tools to get people in. But I really just before I went off on that, I just wanted to. I forget my thought. Shoot. Because do you remember my thought? Do you all remember? Were you in my head? But, think about this. Convention is next month. I know some of you are not registered. Please get registered. Please come. This one is huge, and we need you. We need you. We need leaders. We need leaders in this world, and what we have our hands on is so extraordinary in the community, all of it, right? The community, to me, that's what fuels me. That's what fuels me, or you all. Beautiful people. And you've been here. All of you have been here for a while. So, all right. Thank you for being on. Appreciate you. And take care. And if anybody wants to be a part of our calling party on Friday, I think we're going to do it like 3:45 Pacific time or 3 o'clock Pacific time. So that'd be 6 Eastern. So I'll be at Sean's house, and we're going to do that. And anybody wants to zoom in that's not local can do that. And then we're going to also pitch to the 31st to have an in-home meeting at Sean's. Anyway, I'll put Summer and Rob's Zoom link in Team Inspire Change Facebook and Telegram today, okay? So that you have some choices, okay? All right, guys. Love you all so much. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.